To be a consistently profitable trader, it takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of drive, a lot of determination, and it does take a certain level of mental acuity. But there is this aspect of trading that we have to keep in mind, which is that we're all human beings, and that we all can succumb to biases, and we all have faults, and we all do make mistakes, no matter how perfect we want to try to be. I recently was on a one-on-one call with one of our VIP traders, and we were talking about the issues that he was having. One of them, I think the root of all of them, is that he would find himself in this twilight zone, the same twilight zone that I was in when I started trading, and I know some of you have. So drop a comment down below if you relate to this, because I know you do, and most of you will just ignore me and not be accountable to it, but you probably can relate to this, where you're sitting at the desk, ready to take trades. You have your rules in front of you, you've gone over your plan, you've probably done some chart markups, you've done some work, and you know your system. Yet, you find yourself very quickly taking trades that are off edge, and then one trade turns into 2 trades off edge. 2 trades off edge turns into 3. 3 turns into 4, and now you're down a hill that you never even saw when you woke up that morning. And that can happen like that. It's almost like you're in a twilight zone, like you're in a different dimension. And that was a great analogy that he and I came up with while we were on the call, because I said to him, I'm like, bro, it's like you're in a fog right now. So how do we pull you out of this? Now, for me, the first thing that I always think about is a decision. It starts with a decision. You need to decide that you want to be held accountable and you want to grow and move forward. If you can't make that simple decision, you're going to continue to chase your tail in a circle. So if we're moving forward, if you're going to watch the rest of this video for the rest of my tips on how to get out of that twilight zone, how to get out of that fog, you got to decide with me that we are going to want growth. We're going to want to move forward. We want to be held accountable. Otherwise, there's just no point. So that's the first thing. It's always a decision. The second thing that I told him that really can help pull you out of that zone is the second you take a trade off your rules. And if you're like us, like he and I and all the other traders in ASFX, our rules are very precise. So the second you go off rules, for example, if he was to take a trade off the 8 EMA when he knows that's not our edge, right? It's not really the way that we trade. The second you catch yourself doing that, first thing you do is you close the trade. You've broken edge, get out of the trade. Win or loss, get your money back in your account. Don't put yourself at any excess risk. The second thing that I told him he should do is write down how is he feeling and what is he doing? Answer those 2 questions. How am I feeling and what am I doing right there when I just took that bad trade? You got to document it. You got to note, what are you thinking? Are you tense? Are you stressed? Are you sweating, like the sweaty pit thing, right? We've talked about that. How are you feeling and what are you doing when that happens? And then you need to force a break. You need to get yourself up off the charts. You need to walk away from the desk. We were actually talking on the Black Shirt call about this last week, talking about going on a bike ride, going on a hike, clearing your head to come back and make smart decisions on the chart going forward. It's incredible and again, I wish I was like a brain scientist and I had the right words for this, but it's incredible what a 15-minute break out in fresh air can do for your decision making when you come back to the desk. It can save you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars over the course of your trading career. That one thing of getting up and going to take a break. So for a lot of people, they struggle to do that. They struggle to be able to pull themselves off the desk and go take that break. But my challenge to you is to do so because it's hard. It's hard to say, I'm going to stop. I know I broke the rules. I know I could be right and I could go make back that money, but I know that's not my edge. I need to pull myself away. That's difficult. And in trading, very often, like in life, the hard things are what we should be doing. The difficult things have the greatest reward. So when it's hard to pull yourself off the desk, whoever it is, not just the guy who I'm talking to, you should lean into that. You should know that that's the right thing. So when you close that poor trade and you do your quick analysis, how am I feeling, what am I doing, and you get yourself off the charts, you've grown 3 times more than you had the previous day already right there. You caught yourself in a bad decision, you did self-analysis in the moment, you're going to come back and do more analysis later, and you're doing the hard thing of pulling yourself away. You're pulling the gambler out of the crack house, or out of the casino, the crackhead out of the crack house, whatever it is. The other piece of advice that I gave to him as far as getting rid of that twilight zone, getting out of that fog, is to treat it like a business. And I say that all the time, and I've made other videos about the taxes and the LLC, but really, if you are trading seriously, you should be trading as an entity, as an LLC, an S-Corp, whatever your accountant figures out with you is the best entity for you to trade with. For me, it's an LLC. You should be trading that with that LLC, and that should keep you professional. It should make you feel like, look, these are my hours. This is when I show up to do my trading, and I follow my rules. I don't care what anybody else is doing. They have their business. This is my business. But then to disrespect your business and go off edge is crazy. It's ludicrous. You have to look at your business like any other business in the world. For example, we take losses, landlords got to pay rent, they got to pay their mortgage. It's the same thing. You can't avoid it. It's a cost of business. But what you can avoid is letting a tenant come into your house that might trash it. You don't need to go break your edge when, for example, in trading, your edge is to stay on good trades. You don't need to let that crazy tenant come in, that crazy guy come in and start taking trades for you. You can filter that out with good processes, just like a landlord filters out those bad tenants with good processes. I hope that's a decent example. I know I could probably write a book we were joking about today of like 800 pages of all my bad analogies. But one more thing that I think is important for anybody stuck in that fog, anybody stuck in that twilight zone and you're trying to pull yourself out. Taking a break is easy, getting up is easy. Once you decide that that's what you're going to do, it becomes easy. You can nip it in the bud if you want to decide to take it that serious and you want to decide to make this a real business and give yourself a potential at a financially independent future. If that's what you want, then you just need to make these decisions. But the last one that a lot of people have found success in is some type of yoga or meditation, some type of stillness, some type of grounding that then pulls them back into reality. It pulls them out of this digital world that we live in of numbers and price on a screen all the time. The meditation and silence almost, and for Riley it's yoga, it pulls them out of the head craziness that we live in up here and it grounds them back down in reality, right? Isn't that basically what it does for you? And you don't even trade, but it does it for her business and for what she's working on. So I think for all of us, and I do yoga with her sometimes, not every day, but sometimes, you need to find your comfortable place with that meditation, with that stillness, and allow that into your life. It'll help keep you clear. It'll help keep you out of the twilight zone. So for any new trader, any struggling trader, even if you're 5 years deep and you're still not making consistent money, it's okay. First step is decide you're going to change. Decide you're going to be held accountable. Decide that you're not going to get caught in that fog anymore. And when you do, because we all do, like I said at the beginning, we're all human, we all get caught up in it. When you do, pull yourself out. Go on a bike ride, go on a hike, go meditate, go do something else, and then come back and learn. Do chart markups, do self-analysis. Make sure you're growing, win or lose, right? But pull yourself out of that fog. Don't get caught up in the amateurish nonsense of chasing trades, throwing trades, and breaking your edge. If you're serious, if you want to gamble with this and you want to continue to give Forex a bad name and have other people think it's just a gamble and it's never going to work, fine, go do that, but don't work with us. If you're serious and you're here for the long term and you have that, long-term habit built into you, long-term process built into you, then really you need to understand that these short-term trades, the outcome of these short-term trades is irrelevant. And if you allow the outcome of a short-term trade to fog you, to throw you into the twilight zone, you're self-destructing. It's self-destructive behavior. So you need to nip it in the butt, pull yourself off the chart, find that accountability partner to hold you to a standard every day, and you will stop seeing yourself, stop getting caught in that imaginary twilight zone, fog, nonsense that we have some of you caught in right now. So I'm hoping that today's video will motivate you to take a step in action in one of those directions. When you get caught in the fog next time, get off the charts. Talk to your accountability partner. Meditate. Do something else so that you can catch yourself before you spiral this thing into 7 bad decisions. Find that first one, ask to be held accountable on it, reset your mind, and make better decisions going forward. You're not going to win that fight by continuing to punch the market. It's just going to beat the crap out of you. It's what it's always done for me and what it's always done for everybody else. It's one of those things where you push on it, it punches you back twice as hard. But when you sit back and let it come to you and your mind is at ease and you're not in that fog, you find great trades. So I hope that this video helps. If you're stuck in that fog, drop a comment down below. I'm always down to help you. Be down to get on a call and talk to you. If you have any questions, if anything was unclear, or if you have anything that you want to add that might help other traders, if you've done something to help pull yourself out of that fog, share it in the comments down below. It might help somebody who's reading it. So as always, I appreciate the time, everybody. If you found value, all I ask is for the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed so I do see you in the next video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.